At an altitude of 400 kilometers, in an absolute vacuum, and traveling at an unbelievable speed of 28,000 kilometers per hour, orbits an orbital outpost that marks a new era in space exploration. This is the Chinese Space Station Tiangong, which means the Heavenly Palace. For many years, the International Space Station, or ISS, was humanity's only continuously inhabited home in orbit. However, the ISS is a product of late 20th century collaboration, a massive, complex, and critically aging complex. China, excluded from the ISS project by U.S. legislation, chose its own path. And that path led to the creation of a station that is not just a replacement, but the epitome of modern engineering principles. Tiangong's story began long before its assembly. It involved crucial testing phases, the small single-module laboratories Tiangong 1 and Tiangong 2. These missions, launched in the early 2010s, were vital. They allowed Chinese engineers to perfect critical processes, autonomous docking, long-term life support operation, and, most importantly, taikonaut endurance. These test labs became the foundation upon which the modern, modular, and incredibly fast-assembled Heavenly Palace was built. China's construction began with the Tianhe core module in April 2021, and by the end of 2022, the T-shaped structure was fully operational. The speed with which the station was assembled is itself a technological achievement, indicating the high level of preparedness and detailed planning for every component. Tiangong is not just a collection of docked blocks. It is a unified, elegantly designed system. The Tianhe core module, Harmony of the Heavens, is the station's brain. It houses the main control center, navigation systems, and the first living quarters. The Mengtian module, Quest for the Heavens, this laboratory module added critically important functionality, a full second living area, and crucially, an airlock for extravehicular activities, EVAs, that serves as the Taikonauts' primary exit point. The Mengtian module, Dreaming of the Heavens, dedicated purely to science, it carries the bulk of the high-tech experimental racks. Let's focus on the design philosophy. While the ISS was built by stacking many small autonomous modules, like Lego, which resulted in tight passages and complex docking nodes, China opted for large, long modules. The length of the Tianhe and Mengtian modules is over 18 meters, more than double that of comparable sections on the ISS. This engineering decision creates an unprecedentedly open and continuous internal workspace. This approach has practical benefits. Reducing the number of docking nodes lowers the risk of depressurization, and the smooth cable-concealing white panels are not just aesthetic, they are critically important. Every surface is easy to disinfect, and bright uniform LED lighting reduces crew eye strain and improves video link quality with Earth. On Tiangong, all systems, including life support and power, are modular and feature an automatic redundancy function. This means that if one component fails, the system instantly switches to a backup, ensuring crew safety without the need for manual intervention. The most dramatic moment in Tiangong's history occurred at the end of 2022, marking China's transition to continuous human presence in space. While the Shenzhou 14 crew was in orbit, completing the construction and commissioning of the new Tianhe and Mengtian laboratory modules, the Shenzhou 15 vessel docked with them. This moment was the first on-orbit crew handover in Chinese space history. 6 Taikonauts, a historical maximum for the Chinese program, were temporarily aboard the station simultaneously. This space house not only confirmed the station's capacity to accommodate a large number of people, but also demonstrated mission control's mastery in organizing complex dockings. The Shenzhou 14 mission was the construction crew. They managed the redocking and integration of the new modules. Shenzhou 15 brought a new wave of experiments and the task of verifying the fully integrated station. This successful, seamless rotation proved that China is capable of sustaining long-duration expeditions and effectively transferring accumulated experience to new crews directly in orbit. This is a crucial step that places China on par with the US and Russia in terms of crewed space capabilities. Life aboard Tiangong, while following a strict scientific schedule, is filled with elements designed to make it as close to life on Earth as possible. The daily routine includes work hours, video conferences with scientists on Earth, and, of course, a mandatory afternoon rest period, a traditional element of Chinese culture carried into space. The space cuisine on Tiangong is different from old perceptions. The menu includes over 120 dishes, which are regularly replenished with fresh supplies and even fruits delivered by the Tianzhou cargo ships. Psychological comfort is prioritized here. This is why the station features the world's first space-qualified microwave oven. It operates on low wattage, but allows a full dinner to be heated in just 7 minutes, which, according to crew feedback, has a huge positive impact on morale. Privacy. Every taikonaut has their individual sleeping berth, which is essentially a small, isolated room. This ensures privacy, sound insulation, and a chance for solitude, a critically important factor for mental health during months-long confinement in orbit. The gym of the future. To counteract the devastating effects of microgravity on bones and muscles, taikonauts spend at least 2 hours a day exercising. Their gym is equipped with a compact treadmill, a cycling station, and an advanced resistive exercise device. Chinese engineers managed to create a system that provides the same muscle activation as the massive ISS machines, but takes up much less space, reflecting Tiangong's overall design efficiency. There are also rumors of smart suits being tested, which provide gentle resistance even during routine work, constantly keeping muscles engaged. The main purpose of the Tianhe and Mengtian modules is science. The station is designed to host over 1,000 different experiments. Life in space. The station conducts large-scale studies in biology, ecology, and medicine. Taikonauts have already successfully performed plant growth experiments, hydroponics, and even attempted to produce oxygen using artificial photosynthesis right on board. Recently, mice were even delivered to the station to study the effects of microgravity on mammals. Materials. Physics. One of the key areas is materials science. In weightlessness, materials can be created that are impossible to produce on Earth, where sedimentation and convection are always present. For example, on Tiangong, tungsten has already been successfully heated to temperatures above 3,100 degrees Celsius, allowing for the creation of new superalloys and semiconductors with unique properties. The experiment airlock. A technological breakthrough is the Mengtian universal airlock. It allows scientists on Earth and the crew in orbit to work almost as they would in an Earth-based lab. You can prepare an instrument, load it, and the robotic arm will deploy it onto the station's external platform. This dramatically increases the speed and safety of research, especially those requiring direct exposure to the space environment, such as cosmic dust analysis or radiation exposure. Tiangong is not the final goal, but the first phase of China's long-term space plan. Phase 2 is already being developed, which involves doubling the station's size by adding 3 more laboratory modules. The station will transition from a T-shape to a cross shape. This will utilize a new multi-docking adapter, allowing the station to accommodate more vehicles and become the largest Chinese structure in orbit. Most importantly, this involves international collaboration. China is actively opening Tiangong's doors to the world, especially to countries that could not participate in the ISS project. International astronauts, such as those from Pakistan, are already undergoing training to join future missions. But the main component of the future orbital complex will be the Chinese Space Telescope, scheduled for launch around 2026. This 2-meter telescope, often called the Chinese Hubble, has a field of view that is 300 times wider than the Hubble. Juntian's uniqueness lies in its orbit. It will fly near Tiangong and will be able to periodically dock with it for servicing, repairs, and upgrades. This means that unlike the obsolete Hubble, which cannot be serviced, Juntian can operate indefinitely, receiving regular updates from Taikonauts. Thus, Tiangong and Juntian form a powerful scientific tandem, human presence for maintenance and robotic observation for science. Tiangong is more than just a space station. It is a long-term investment in understanding the cosmos and a confirmation that in the 21st century, humanity is building its home among the stars. Subscribe to the channel and write in the comments what you think about the Chinese space station.